Hello everyone, welcome to another rant of mine. It's your boy Lamakan here live once again. Today we're looking at The Boy Presents Diabolical series. And honestly, it's been a while since we've seen some shock value, some shock factor from cartoons lately. And I'm finally happy to see that arrive once again. I know before we were looking at The Invincible, that got really a lot of hype previously. And also the Arcade from last year, that got a lot of hype as well. Those are such great shows. And I think even prior, before all of this, I think we were looking at maybe the Justice League of DC series. That's also very violent and gory here and there. But yeah, just 2 days ago, I just finished the Diabolical series. And honestly, it's not that long. It's just 8 episodes and 10 minutes each, so it's fairly easy to binge watch. And there is going to be a bit of spoilers, to be honest. There isn't much to spoil anyways, because it's just very short stories. And there's nothing much in depth. It's just showing how the Compound V. It's just showing how the Compound V formula serum or whatever is just showing its implications on people's daily lives. And honestly, that's just entertaining, right? But yeah, before I even start with episode 1, I was actually kind of hoping for more of like a global perspective on things on the Compound V, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. I was hoping for like seeing maybe different nations superheroes perhaps, so it could be like a Hero Academia sort of series going on, but that didn't happen. So let's just rank each episode and put it on my tier list here and see where we go. Let's start with episode 1. It begins with a random employee named Simon, who works at an adoption clinic for super babies, and essentially he's testing this specific baby with her abilities, and there's no name given to these children, and apparently he's not the only one, obviously. But it seems that he got, attached to this one specific baby whose name is Laserface or Laser Baby. He got really attached to this one particular baby, and the boss did not like it, or he found out, therefore they're chasing him down, and he's chasing the baby down because she got away. And the whole episode just basically the baby killing everything and everyone in the way of escaping, until eventually towards the end they reconciled and formed a bond, and yeah, they started killing everyone that was chasing them, and happily ever after. And obviously the cartoon style here, not a single word is spoken, and it's definitely inspired by Looney Tunes in general. But also upon viewing this episode, I can help get like Johnny Test vibes, but also more nostalgically I can help feel like Happy Trees vibes. And I think this is like the new Happy Trees for this generation, because when I was in middle school I was watching gross tech stuff like this, and honestly it may have helped me mature a lot faster, or maybe the opposite, traumatized me. Regardless, this father and baby dynamic reminded me of this Happy Trees episode. So I'll rate this first episode as like a mid, meaning good, because it's a good starting point for where the series is gonna go. Episode 2 starts off with a different perspective, which I was actually invested in the beginning, looking at these unique individuals with unique abilities, which I guess are not very sociable or useful to the community or to society or even their loved ones for that matter. So I don't know where they are, but I guess they're like in a private sector or section where they're just there to live the rest of their lives. And it's actually quite unique storyline. I was low-key gassed to see where this episode went, probably looking at the deeper consequences of having these sort of powers and how it affects them in their school life or their workplace, or even in different scenarios in life in general. And also maybe look at why the parents did what they did, or understand why the serum procedure is not irreversible, or they could have been further analyzed to sort of fix their powers, and what does the government do with them at the end, kind of thing. But I guess I'm asking for too much. We can only imagine what they have went through. But this whole episode is basically a revenge plot of each individual going after their loved ones or parents or whatever, and then Homelander comes at the end and just eradicates them all, which is quite gruesome, which I love. And I guess this whole episode just serves as like a shock value point, and how absurd the government is, or I guess this company specifically is. And it's kind of just sad at the end, like, okay, it just sort of ends there. And I wish it was a bit longer, and I wish we could have understand these individuals, because I don't know any of their names. They're just there, which I suppose is the point of the episode, just to show how these individuals are in pain and crying for help, and they're just another droplet in the ocean for things they never asked for, and their whole existence ignored by their loved ones, big companies, and even social media that's covering up everything. But yeah, maybe I'm thinking too much about this. Nevertheless, I'll rank this episode as a whatever, simply because upon viewing the other episodes, this one's forgettable. And even though this one was inspired by Rick and Morty vibes, it was never funny. Even though the jokes were on the nose, it was just kind of weird at the end, to be honest. Episode 3 is when it finally starts to tickle my fancy, and I'm getting a lot of Invincible vibes right now. I'm getting a lot of Invincible vibes, and I can't wait till season 2 comes out. And if season 2 animation is good as this, I will be pleased. But essentially, the story is we have this sort of service provider who donates and delivers services and products specifically to these heroes, in which help them maintain their mental health and such. And apparently this random guy comes in and wants to ruin one of these superheroes' moments in his lives for whatever reason. Honestly, it's just funny and hilarious, and it's great. And yeah, and apparently he just goes insane, and ultimately he ends up in his demise, which is a very short story, and I honestly put this as a fancy for me. Episodio 4. In this episode, it feels like a Blabber episode, and there isn't much to say. It's a cool story, I guess. I don't think it's worth your time, to be honest, but it's essentially we have a dude who likes a girl, trying to impress this girl, so therefore he goes to the lab and signs a form in which they apparently Compound V is now a aesthetic product instead of a superpower product now, so therefore he's able to change his appearances by applying this on his skin now. Not only he uses it, but his girlfriend uses it, and therefore this whole explosion of popularity just starts to happen. And yeah, or so it seems. If you're curious enough to watch till the end, because there is a nice twist to this, but you can see it from a mile away, to be honest. But yeah, I rank this as a whatever, to be honest. Not much to say here.